Hi, my name is Carol Geary, and welcome to this peer mentoring information session slash webinar that we have set up for you all. I'm a first year PhD student in engineering education at Virginia Tech. And over the last year, I've had the privilege to be the coordinator of this program. I will also be in this position next year as well. My job is to oversee and generally guide the peer mentoring program, but I really see my role as a support to the undergraduate leaders of this program however I can. I'm going to go ahead and now turn this over to one of our student leaders to give you a good overview of what peer mentoring is. Meghana?
Hey guys, I'm Magne. I am a current peer leader for the program, which means pretty much I'm one of some 7 amazing people who are helping organize and put this program together. So it's ready for the fall and kind of be their support through this program. So today we're kind of going to go over what this program actually is, get into some more details, and of course answer your questions both in the chat, which you can do while we're talking, and we will have a Q&A session with the rest of our panel after the presentation. Let's get started. First, we want to kind of just talk about what CEED actually is. CEED is the Center for Engineering Enhancement and Diversity. So some of our goals just as a group is to increase the diversity of students who apply to and enroll and graduate from the College of Engineering at Virginia Tech. And overall, just increase the awareness, like what engineering and other technical fields can offer. We do a lot to provide academic, professional, and personal support to students. And we are actually big supporters of a lot of our student organizations, such as the National Society of Black Engineers, the Society of Hispanic Professional Engineers, the Society of Women Engineers, and the Council for Advancement of Minority Engineering Organizations. And one of the most important things is we try to foster collaboration between CEED, the university, the industry, and overall the local community of Black students. So before we get more into the specific CEED peer mentoring program, we want to show you guys a quick video.
CEED Peer Mentoring is a program that helps first-year engineering students ease the transition from high school to college, both academically and socially. As a participant in the program, you will be paired with an upperclassman mentor and a group of other mentees. The mentors have peer leader advisors who help plan events and oversee the program. And all of this is all under CEED, the Center for the Enhancement of Engineering Diversity. As a mentee in the CEED Peer Mentoring Program, you can choose to be a part of one of 4 groups: West, Women Engineering Support Team; Best, Black Engineering Support Team; Ahora, Academic Hispanic Outreach Alliance; or Guest, General Undergraduate Engineering Support Team. Throughout the program, we will introduce you to engineering organizations on campus at the beginning of the semester, prepare you for the Engineering Expo, Virginia Tech's Engineering Career Fair, with the help of our corporate sponsors. We will help you edit your resume, perfect your elevator speech, and gain confidence to talk to recruiters. We will also introduce you to the various engineering majors at Virginia Tech to help you find the best fit. On top of that, mentors will help you with developing study habits and note-taking skills, finding resources on campus for developing professionally and maintaining physical and mental health, networking with professors and other students, exploring what the New River Valley has to offer, like hiking trails and the Blacksburg Farmers Market, but most importantly, developing friendships and finding your home at Virginia Tech.
I've been a part of the CEED Peer Mentoring Program for all 4 years of my undergraduate career, and it's been one of the most valuable experiences that I've had at Virginia Tech. We're constantly changing the program to improve it for both the mentees and the mentors, and we really just want to make sure that everyone who's a part of the CEED family is going to thrive at Virginia Tech. So if you're having any doubts about whether you should join the program, I would highly encourage you to do so. All of our mentors care so deeply about their mentees, and we really just want to make sure that you will succeed at Virginia Tech, especially during your first year. So we really hope that you join us in the fall.
This is a completely free program to help you succeed during your time at Virginia Tech. Sign up by July 30th, 2020 to become part of the CEED family. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's an amazing video that our team put together, and it kind of gave a brief overview about a lot of things we're going to talk about more in detail later in this presentation. And yeah, so let's get into it. Okay, so kind of an overview of what we're going to talk about. We'll talk about the program, how it's structured, kind of the stats of it, as well as go over all the main events that we put on, and talk about how weekly meetings work and why you should join. And then after, we will have our Q&A session with our panelists. So just kind of the structure of how this peer mentoring program works is there are 7 peer leaders, as I mentioned. We are undergraduate student leaders that are helping support and put together this program and be there for both the mentors and the mentees, which will be you guys. We have one graduate student who's leading us, who is Carol, who you talked to at the very beginning. And overall, we have 60 to 80 upper class mentors. So that includes sophomores, juniors, and seniors. And we have mentors for 4 different types of mentoring teams. We have Ahora, which is our Academic Hispanic Outreach Alliance. We have BEST, which is our Black Engineering Support Team. We have WEST, which is our Women in Engineering Support Teams, and GUEST, our General Undergraduate Engineering Support Teams. All 4 have amazing mentors, and just to make clear, it is the student's choice which group they want to be a part of. We do not place you in your group based on your race or anything like that. It's up to you, whichever group you're comfortable being in. No matter what group you pick, we have great mentors and we're ready to support you. And obviously a big aspect of this program is you guys coming in as freshmen and as first year engineering students. This past year we had 800 to 900 freshman students who sign up, and you'll be assigned to a mentor, and we're here to support you and hopefully give you a really positive experience, especially a positive transition coming in to your college years. Yeah. The basic structure of it is it'll last the first 10 weeks of school. So you'll have once a week meeting with your mentor and your group, which will always be fun. We also give 2 free meals. So your mentor will take you out for a free meal completely paid by us. And we are holding 3 large CEED sponsored events. So we'll talk more about those later in the presentation. And pretty much there'll be about 8 mentees per mentor. So it's small groups. So it kind of allows you to have a voice, but also bond and make these like lifelong friendships. And I know all of us can speak for the fact that we met some of the closest people in our lives through these programs. And I know I am so close to my mentor even now. So you really do make those lifelong friendships. And we will do our best to pair you with a mentor with similar interests. So let's say you're interested in mechanical engineering. We will try to pair you to the best of our ability with a mentor who is also in that major. So you can ask career-wise questions just about classes and teachers. They are able to answer those questions. And so we will do our best to do that. Yeah. So just by the numbers, as you can see, we've continually been growing. This program is just getting bigger and bigger since it started 25 years ago. And I think that attests a lot to how big of an impact this program has been making for the freshmen and everyone beyond that. Like just to number-wise, 50 to 60% of our first year engineering students have participated in Galileo or Hypatia, which is our engineering living learning community, or this peer mentoring program. It has a huge impact at this school, and you will see that within all our engineering students. So as I mentioned before, we have 3 events that we put on. The first is OShow, and this actually happens the first weekend before classes. So I think this is one of the best opportunities. So right before classes start, you'll meet with your mentor and your group for the first time. You'll meet up, tour the school, and then you'll attend this CEED-only event called OShow. And we invite every single engineering organization that we have. So we invite our design teams, whether you're into building roller coasters or a Hyperloop. We invite our sororities and frats involved with engineering. Then we do all our engineering organizations like Society of Women Engineers or Black Engineers. And then we have our clubs like Video Game Design or Cybersecurity Club. Whatever you're interested in, we will have there. And it'll give you a chance to talk one-on-one with recruiters in a not stressful environment and really get the chance to get all your questions answered and get involved before school even starts. The only other opportunity you really get involved is Gobblerfest. And with 800 plus organizations and that many people, it can feel overwhelming. So this is your chance to just keep it calm and be able to sign up for everything you wanted to before school even starts. And again, this is only available to students in the CEED programs. So that's an amazing opportunity. And then we have Expo Prep. So if you're unaware, Engineering Expo is the big career fair that we hold for engineers here at Virginia Tech. So tons of companies come, they're here to recruit, they're here to interview and possibly hire you for an internship or a full-time job. So we want to do our best to prepare you, especially since you're coming in and this is your first time attending a career fair at this level. So typically 1 to 2 weeks before Engineering Expo, we hold a 2-night event where our industry partners, so like actual recruiters from companies will come talk to students about what they're looking for in a student, and go over things that are really important to them, and help prep you for how to talk to them when you actually go to career fair. And we also are providing resume reviews and elevator speech workshops. And we do our best to train all our mentors to be able to help you professionally in all these levels. We want you to succeed. That's why we hold these events, and we are here to support you through these new challenges that you have to face. So our last event major event that we hold is Major Scoop. So if you guys are unaware, all first year engineering students are coming in as general engineering, which is a great opportunity for you to explore and figure out what specific engineering major you're interested in. And whether you might believe it or not, a big majority of people come in undecided or are choosing between multiple majors. So this is kind of your chance to talk one-on-one with students who are in every single engineering major or minor. So we'll have students set up, and because they're actually taking these courses as you're going, you'll really get the insight of what the classes are like, what the teachers are like, and you'll get a lot more answers than you might from a website. So it's really your chance. And while you're talking to students, you'll also get ice cream. So that's definitely a bonus. Yeah, so those are kind of covering our 3 major events that we hold. Obviously, a big portion of our peer mentoring program is our weekly meetings. So like I said, you have a mentor group and you'll meet once a week with your group. It's scheduled based on you and your group as well as your mentor. And you just talk about different resources. So depending on timing wise, we'll talk about tests, we'll talk about academic resources, professional resources. And one of the most important things to us is this isn't like a lecture, this isn't super academic, it's not super like you're learning something. We want to make it as fun as possible and really just create great experiences and show you what Blacksburg and Virginia Tech has to offer. So we do a lot to encourage out of the box meetings. So like you can see here, people go out and get ice cream, or a lot of people go hiking. We encourage people to go hike the Cascades, which is our water, like a trail that leads to a waterfall. People go to escape rooms. They try going outside, going to Roanoke, going to the city, or people go to the farmer's market. It really gives you the chance to explore and have fun. And I know a lot of people have like video game tournaments, or they hold basketball tournaments against other teams. So this really is a time to bond, have fun, and at the same time have a person there to be a resource at all times. So obviously these have all been benefits, but if you really narrow it down, some of the benefits of this program are just the opportunities for professional development on a personal level. We do our best to prepare you professionally, whether that's individual resume reviews or through Expo prep. We will do our best throughout this program to prepare you professionally. Opportunities for academic support. Last year we held study nights where people could come study together and they could find people that might be in their classes. And we also do our best to have our mentors talk about how to handle and study for a test, or how to recover from tests that might not have gone as well. So we really do our best to support on that level. Advice from successful mentors. You'll notice that almost every mentor in our program has been a mentee in these programs. So they've gone through this experience. They just lived out their freshman year 1 or 2 years ago, and they are here to give that advice back. And they want to help you because they know and they've struggled and they've defeated. So we have some really amazing mentors that are here to provide you with any advice you need. And learning the ins and outs of college, I think there's so many tips and tricks that if you were figuring out on your own might take way longer than if someone just said, oh, there's a way easier way to do that. Or, oh, there's a trick to this class that'll make your life a lot easier. So I think those tricks can only come from the students that go there and are going through the same programs and have gone through the same freshman year. They're here to help you learn those tricks so you're ahead of the people that might not be in a program like this. And paves the way to creating lifelong friendships. Like we've talked about, we encourage people going out and having these fun meetings, and you bond so much this way. And I know coming in as a student who didn't know anybody, like that is your first group of people that you meet, and they really do become family fast. You bond because that's the first people you get to know. And it's so nice to know you have a mentor and someone you can ask questions or meet up for lunch with before school even starts. And that to me is pretty amazing. So yeah, we'd appreciate if you sign up. You can go through the website, you go for CEED and then see undergraduate programs, and then press on mentoring. You can enter there. During your orientation process, you'll also get an opportunity to sign up. And lastly, there'll be a CEED email that is sent out to all accepted students, and you guys can sign up through there. And I think something we don't express enough is this is a completely free program, and it is completely voluntary. So we do not, if you are super busy one week, we don't expect you, like we don't force you to be there. We want you to have a great experience. We want to be there. We encourage you to be there as much as you can because we are here to be a resource. But come, try out the first few meetings. There is no harm signing up and seeing if this experience might be a good fit for you. And your mentor is here beyond just these 10 weeks. And we are trying to create those bonds and that mentorship for everybody. So we look really forward to another great program in fall 2020 and really hope you sign up. So with that, we want to do a quick introduction of our panelists before we go into the Q&A section. So I'll start. I haven't actually fully introduced myself. I am a sophomore in computer engineering. I currently live in Ashburn, Virginia, but I grew up in California. And honestly, my journey with CEED has been a long one coming. So I actually joined as a freshman mentee in Hypatia, which is our engineering living learning community. And it was an amazing experience. My mentor, I'm still such good friends with, and I'm so thankful for. And that just made me want to become a mentor. So I saw this peer mentoring program and I realized I wanted to become a mentor. So I joined as a mentor for the guest program, which is our general engineering mentorship. And then this semester I got to join in as a peer leader, and I'm really excited to be here next year to help lead these mentors and mentees. And yeah, I'm super excited. And on top of that, I'm involved in Society of Women Engineers, where I'm an officer, and I try to get involved with different service stuff where I volunteer with my local YMCA, and yeah, just try to get involved where I can. And I'll pass it on to Abbie.
Hi everyone, I'm Abbie Boils. I'm from Fairfax, Virginia. I'm majoring in chemical engineering and minoring in green engineering, and I'm currently a junior. I'm also a member of the Honors College, my sorority Sigma Kappa. I love staying active through intramural sports, and I am looking to start research this upcoming semester. I started off my involvement in CEED as a mentee in the Peer Mentoring West program, so the Women in Engineering support teams. And I loved my mentor. She was so helpful. I credit her to my organized Google Calendar and my organized note-taking skills through OneNote. She taught me all of that. I am still in contact with her. I text her all the time. I see my fellow group members all the time on campus, and we still have that strong bond from that first year mentor group. I then, my sophomore year, became a mentor myself in West, and I had a really awesome group of girls who 3 of them ended up becoming mentors themselves their sophomore year. So I still see them part of this program all the time. And I'm still in touch with them, helping them prepare for Expo, even their sophomore year, things like that. And last year was my first year serving as a peer leader, and I get to do it again for a second year.
Hey guys, my name is Olga Fonda. I'm a peer leader in the CEED peer mentoring program. I'm an international student from New Delhi, India. I'm a senior this year, and my major is aerospace engineering. I was a mentee first in Hypatia, and I just bonded really well with my mentor. I think you're going to hear that a lot from our panelists. And as my relationship with my mentor grew, I decided that I wanted to be a mentor for incoming freshmen. So I applied to be a mentor in the guest program in the CEED peer mentoring. And then I again became a mentor in the West program. And then for the past year, I've been a peer leader, and I'll be graduating this semester. Because of my mentor, I've been involved in a lot of things because she was the one who took me around in OShow, and she showed me a lot of organizations that she was a part of and how she wanted me to be involved in some things. For example, I was involved in SWE my freshman year because of her. I was involved in a new organization that we started with my mentor. And just in general, I'm a part of a lot of engineering design clubs on campus, and I do a lot of undergrad research.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Nathan Jones. I'm from Glen Allen, Virginia, which is right outside of Richmond. VA. I'm a sophomore in industrial and systems engineering, minoring in business. And for me, I was a mentee and guest. Then last semester, I was a mentor and guest, and I now am a peer leader. For me, I was one of those people who I'm pretty sure I signed up the very last day you could have signed up to be in the CEED program, peer mentoring program. And I was someone, I was like, I could figure things out. I don't really need a mentor. But man, was I wrong. I'm very glad I signed up. Signing up, I had an amazing mentor. She was also an ISE, so she taught me really a lot of those tips and tricks that Magne was talking about. For me, that's what I thought was like the most valuable part of this program. Your teachers will teach you things. You can go to your academic advisors, but having a peer in your major that you can really rely on to ask questions was just amazing. And also, the friends you make is another huge benefit that I experienced firsthand. Meeting your group that first weekend, I, met some people, was introduced to them. Then 2 days later, the first day of classes, when I walked into my 400-person intro to Python lecture and was incredibly overwhelmed. I saw a familiar face, someone that was a fellow mentee in the group. I sat next to them, and we sat next to each other the rest of the year and are great friends now. Outside of peer mentoring, I am involved in the class of 2022 leadership team, in which I serve on the ring design committee. So in that role, I'm currently designing our class ring, which is awesome. I'm also involved in Greek life as a member of Phi Sigma Kappa, and through that, I do a lot of stuff with the Special Olympics. And also my first year, I was a part of a living learning community. It wasn't Hypatia or Galileo, which I'm sure you guys are familiar with. I was involved in Innovate, which is based around entrepreneurship, and I still stay involved with that today through off-campus mentoring and stuff like that.
Hello, everyone. My name is Payton Beech. I am from Kent Island, Maryland. I'm currently a senior in mechanical engineering. I'm doing a 5th year, so I will still be a part of CEED program next year. I started off with being a mentee in the guest program, so general, and from that, I got to become friends with all my other mentees that were in my group. It gave me some familiar faces when I went to classes, we're walking around campus, and everything, so that was nice. The reason I joined CEED was because I didn't have a lot of friends that were doing engineering when I went to school. So, I really wanted to expand who I would meet, my options and everything. I had the best mentor, and she really helped me get organized compared to how I was from high school to getting to the curricular and everything you needed to know for college engineering classes. After my freshman year, I was then a mentor and guest for 2 years, which was awesome. I had a group of mixed with males and females my first year, and it was just nice to pass on what I had learned from my mentor onto them. It was just also great to see their progress throughout the semester, see how they were learning to cope with tests, their classes, getting around school, what they loved about Virginia Tech. So with another great year in the CEED program, I decided to be a mentor for a 2nd year, also in guest. This year, the 2nd year, I just expanded on the activities we got to do. We got to play sports together, be competitive, go out to meals, just like hang out and get them as familiar as possible with Virginia Tech. After CEED, I was, or after being a mentor for 2 years, will be my 1st year being a peer leader. It's a great opportunity to be involved with all these great leaders and mentors, and just like getting to see how the program has developed over the years. Outside of CEED, I am a member of the Virginia Tech Women's Lacrosse team. I'm also a member of Greek Life and the Alpha Phi sorority, so I just like to have my options out there and meet as many familiar faces as I can in my engineering classes.
Can I get you guys to talk about what it's like to be a mentor in this program and some advice that you've given to some of your mentees, perhaps? Abbie, I'm going to call on you here.
Yeah, so throughout the program, we try to the mentors will cater weekly topics to what's happening that week. So example, when the first round of tests is coming up, we'd like to go over study habits with you. And as a mentor, like I have a specific system that I follow. I make study guides for each exam. And so I would bring those out and I would show my group, hey, this is how I do it. This is a way you could do it. And maybe they choose to do it that way, or the group can contributes with other ideas they have for study habits. And then we could have a meeting in the library and just have a study session together. Or another example, one week we learned how to ride the bus together. Like the bus system to freshmen or first year students can be daunting at first, but we took the bus to Sweet Frog and we all got frozen yogurt together. And then we took the bus back to campus. And so it's little tips and tricks like that, either academic or not, just kind of how to get you through your first year, types of weeks, types of meetings.
One question that we've been getting a lot that I want to go ahead and address really quickly is the difference between CEED peer mentoring and then Galileo and Hypatia. Galileo and Hypatia and CEED peer mentoring are both underneath CEED, under the same CEED umbrella, if you will. You can be a part of one or the other. Galileo and Hypatia does have a mentoring aspect to it, where it's a very similar setup to where there is the first 10 weeks where they're assigned to a mentor for the first 10 weeks of the program, and they go through similar topics that we talk about in peer mentoring. And it's just Galileo and Hypatia is really just a much more it's just a bigger program in the way that they provide some, like, have a class, for example, and they have where they live in the dorm together. Peer mentoring is really just that main mentoring part. So yeah, hopefully that clarifies some confusion within that. One of the questions that we're getting is how long are the meetings? Let's see, Alka, do you have an answer for that?
So meetings are usually, depends on what your mentor has planned for that week. Sometimes if they're more activity based, or if your mentor is taking you on the BT bus system, then it could last for maybe 30 minutes to an hour. Sometimes meetings can be short if your mentor realizes that you all have exams that week. So the meetings are usually very flexible. They're not fixed schedules. So it's always you giving feedback to your mentor on how much you want from them.
Another question is there a limit on the applicants you accept? The answer is no. So far, we've been very privileged to be able to offer this program to all first-year engineering students, and we have yet to have a cap on the number of people that sign up. We've been lucky. We've had the resources to be able to just accept everyone. One of the questions is, if you're not an LLC, can you stay in Lee Hall? The answer is no. That's part of the separation between peer mentoring and Galileo Hypatia. They are separate. So living in Lee Hall is part of being in Galileo Hypatia there. One question that we have is, will the time frame for CEED be affected by COVID-19? For example, is it possible for it to be pushed back? I'll go ahead and answer that one too. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm taking over this a little bit, but the answer is we're not really sure what that's going to look like for the fall, whether or not we're going to go on, whether Virginia Tech goes online or not. And if that's the case, then peer mentoring will adapt, and we will still offer mentoring, just it'll look different. And we're working on a plan on that right now to transition and see how to assist these incoming freshmen with that.
Your mentor will contact you over the summer too. So you'll hear from them in the first few weeks of the program, or first few weeks before the semester starts. You can ask them any questions too. It will probably be a phone call. Typical questions we get too is like computers, what computer did you get? Feel free to ask us any of those questions here too. They don't have to be peer mentoring related.
One question that we do have is, they'd like to hear a little bit more specifics about which classes to take and what a typical freshman schedule looks like. Nathan, do you have any thoughts about that?
Yeah, so as a freshman in engineering, you are all placed into the first year kind of program. You don't declare a major until your second year. So the first semester, typically students are taking chemistry or physics, your calculus, whether it be Calc 1, 2, depending on what you did in high school. So you have your science, your math, your foundations of engineering class, which all engineering freshmen take, and then usually a pathway or two, again, just kind of depending on what credits, if you have any credits coming from high school. So the good thing about that is that, like, since all freshmen are taking a lot of these same classes, you know, you really can find people to help you. All your mentors went through the same classes. They can really help you out there, and there's a lot of resources out there for students to get help. I know the math departments, the science departments, they all have free tutoring, free help sessions. That's all set up to really help first year students succeed.
One question we have is, do you have to be living in a specific dorm to be a part of peer mentoring? Let's see, Payton.
So to do peer mentoring, if you're just a general engineering student, not part of Hypatia Galileo, you can just live in whatever dorm that you are picked to live in once you join as a freshman. I know sometimes you will find other engineers that have, or mentees that are going through the program that happen to live in your dorm too. So that's nice that you can find hallmates to work together and go to the meetings together and things like that. So no, you do not have to be in a specific dorm to join peer mentoring.
Just to add to that, that's kind of what makes our programs a little different. So with Hypatia Galileo, you are making a commitment to a community, both all professionally, academically, and socially. And with that, they provide you with so many resources in that way. But we understand that that isn't for everyone. Not everyone wants to live in a building full of engineers. So that's why we came up with this alternative to really still give all freshmen the opportunity to have mentoring. So we don't have a requirement. It is a voluntary program, but we want to be here as a resource if you want us.
This is a general question, but if you're not in Galileo, what dorm do you recommend for a male? And how close are the dorms to the engineering buildings and classes? Are there any that are closer than others? I think Nathan will be the one for this one.
Okay, so a dorm for a male. So personally, I lived in Pritchard Hall. That's where, like I said, I was in the Innovate Living Learning Community. That's where that was. You know, I loved that dorm, but there was, for a male, they're all, you know, I wouldn't say there's one. It just kind of depends on what you want. You know, the different styles. There's hall styles versus suite style versus, you know, the hotel style. So it's just kind of whatever personally you would like. And as far as are there ones closer? So the academic side of campus is, you know, across the drill field. So the dorms that are closest to the drill field being probably the Egglestons and the Campbells are right there along the drill field. So those are the closest to your classes. But either way, even like I was in Pritchard, which is probably one of the farthest ones, and the longest walk I ever had was 10 to 15 minutes to get to Goodwin Hall, which is where there are a lot of engineering classes there, but you know, that is the longest walk you have. So really wherever you live, it's not inconvenient one dorm versus the other. They're all pretty convenient.
And will you guys talk about a little bit how to be a good mentee, or like what a mentee, like being a mentee in this program was like for you guys? Payton, I think you were a mentee in peer mentoring.
So to be a mentee in this program, it's all about being open-minded and being willing to accept all the advice from the other engineers that we have in this program as your mentors, the PR leaders, everyone that's around you. The whole purpose of a ment is just so you can learn your surroundings of going into the engineering program, learn the resources to have, and just be open to expanding your knowledge of what Virginia Tech engineering is like. I know that besides just engineering topics, I really learned about organization, study habits, you know, social habits on how to be a college student. And one thing that I really wanted to do as a mentee is make sure that I was just present in all the meetings that were available to me. I wanted to attend all of the events that we had, like for help with, you know, the OShow and opportunities, things like that were going on in the engineering community. I just wanted to be there, even if I wasn't like an extrovert or like so open to asking so many questions. If I didn't know what was going on, it's a really good learning opportunity, and it definitely helps you for your later years on as an engineer.
One question that we had is, do you have thoughts on skipping Calc 1 and taking the AP credit Some people have heard through parent pages that the VT classes go more in depth, and it may not be smart to skip that class. Abbie, can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I ended up taking my AP credit for both Calc 1 and Calc 2. And I did not feel like I felt I was well prepared to take on Calc 3 at Virginia Tech. But I think the more important question to ask yourself is how comfortable do you feel about the content from your Calc class? If you feel like you have had a good grasp with the content throughout your high school, then I think it would be smart to go ahead and take that AP credit, especially because that opens up some space later on in your schedule. You could take some fun classes, something that interests you completely outside of engineering. There's a welding class offered. There's a wood shop class offered. There's things like that that would just open, if you could get ahead on math and then start having more space to take other classes of interest to you.
This next question is going to be a round robin for everyone. What are y'all's favorite place to study on campus? Let's go and start with Magne.
Me and my friends love new classroom building. It's probably one of the furthest ones that you'll notice, but it is one of the 2 buildings open 24/7 other than the library. And it has whiteboards everywhere, and there's private study rooms. So if you're there at certain times, you can kind of grab one of those private study rooms and chill there with your friends. So I've pulled like almost all-nighters just staying in new classroom. That's one of my favorites. I also love studying in ABP, which is like a little cafe attached to Squires, and it's like vibe music and everyone's just like doing their own thing. Plus there's food there that you can constantly eat. So those are some of my favorites.
Nathan?
So for me, I'd say probably my freshman year, I definitely enjoyed just studying in my dorm. A lot of dorms will have study rooms, lounges that are oftentimes very underutilized. And for me, just walking, a minute down the hallway, going into a room, it's a different setting from your classroom. It really, I enjoyed that. And now, I know it's a little cliche, but I just kind of like the library. I'm someone that enjoys group work. So going to the library, going to the 4th floor and just sitting with your friends, sitting down, studying, everyone there is doing the same thing you are. They're all struggling together. I just kind of like that atmosphere. I really enjoy that.
Okay.
My favorite places, I am kind of the opposite. I don't like a lot of people around me when I'm studying. So I prefer going to places where nobody likes to go to study in. So there are like usually a lot of empty classrooms in Norris Hall once it's like after class times. Or I'll go study in McBride, or I'll go study in the Graduate Life Center. That's super underutilized. No one's ever there. And they always have a lot of tables where you can just sit and do work, grab coffee from APP. So yeah, those are some of my favorite places where I study at.
Payton, do you have a favorite place?
My favorite place is to study anywhere where there are open windows, because the only way I can study efficiently is by looking outside, no matter if it's raining or whatnot. So I like the little corners of Goodwin, which also is kind of far as a freshman. But it's the engineering building, so you might get used to it anyway along the years. You can look outside, kind of see what's going on, go to any of your advisors in the meantime in the Goodwin classroom. So just like, if it was nice weather, I would prefer going on the drill field, like a picnic table, somewhere like that. But that's just a type of thing you kind of feel out as a freshman. Outside of Dietz and D2, there's a lot of tables out there you can sit and study at, and then get ice cream or, unlimited buffet at D2. So all places like that are really good study options.
And Abbie, do you have any favorite places?
I'm with Nathan. I love the 4th floor of Newman Library. All my friends go there, so it's a big social and academic place. And I also love Johnston Hall. It's a separate building that people don't really know about. There's a coffee shop and Subway in the bottom floor of it. And upstairs, it's a bunch of couches and stuff. And I the kind of person who likes to do my homework, like spread out on a couch. So that's like a fun, unique spot, and not a ton of people know about it. So.
Great, thank you guys. This is another round robin question, just for fun here. What would be one piece of advice that you can give to an incoming freshman to be ready for the fall semester? And we're going to go in reverse order here. Abbie?
I would come, I don't know, like with an excited attitude. I think like hopeful, like freshman year was the best experience of my life. I made so many friends. And so just getting ready and getting excited to throw yourself into new scenarios, keeping your dorm door open so that people are coming, you can meet more people easily, joining programs like the peer mentoring program so you can meet people that way. Just getting ready to throw yourself into new experiences, getting excited about them, and maximizing your opportunities, meeting people, experiencing new things.
What about you, Payton?
Be prepared to take a lot of vitamin C, emergency airborne, because the freshmen always get sick, and I was just not expecting that when I came into school. So I would definitely say get your immune systems up, get them high, get them immune to getting sick, because sometimes, you know, being in the dorms, being around everyone, you'll do that. That's just on the funny side, but like definitely come in with an open mind. Like Abbie said, you know, it's the best feeling to just get involved and get started with a new like chapter in your life. It's an exciting time. Don't be too nervous. Take everything lightly. Just be ready to learn a lot of new techniques, tips, tricks, everything for the engineering world. And just know that there are so many people in the engineering program that are going to be there to support you along the way.
Alka, what do you think? Any recommendations?
I think the first thing is get ready to be overwhelmed. I think everyone who comes in their freshman year to a campus as big as Virginia Tech is always overwhelmed, and that's fine. If you think there are ways that you can do tips and tricks that you can learn that can help you feel more comfortable on campus. Like I, before my first day of classes, went around, walked to all my classroom buildings, and I took the buses a couple times, so I just felt more at home, away from home. I guess find a buddy and walk around with them for your first week of classes or things like that. Those are just, I guess, how I would prepare. And get ready to use a lot of technology. Like if you're not used to using Google Calendar or Canvas and things like that, start familiarizing yourself to softwares like that, softwares that can help you make productive decisions in your college career, and you'll be just fine.
Nathan?
I would say definitely get involved and don't be afraid to fail. For me, coming into college, one of my main goals was to really get involved in a bunch of things, like diverse things. But first semester came along, I applied to a bunch of stuff and didn't always get in everywhere like I wanted to, like the organizations or things like that. But if you just keep trying, obviously, I'm pretty involved now, and if you just keep trying, it definitely works out. And don't, going into your classes, if you fail a test, if you fail something, it's not the end of the world. It's going to happen and it'll be fine. In college, you're not expected to get straight A's like you did in high school, and it's okay. Yeah.
And Megan, any advice?
I think it is kind of like a wrap up of what everyone's been saying. It is a mindset. I think the most important thing is to come in being aware. Like if you come in knowing that this is not going to be the same as high school, you have to make more of an effort. I think one thing people don't realize is if you want to succeed, you have to step out of your comfort zone, and college is coming in is the perfect way to start. Literally, all my best friends became the people that were living next to me, and that's just from us opening our doors. My best friend literally just randomly walked into my room and was like, hey, I don't know anybody here. She's an introvert. That's completely out of her comfort zone. But now we're the best of friends, and stepping out of your comfort zone and really just going for every opportunity. A lot of freshmen coming in thinking, I'm not going to get that anyway, or there's no point in joining. There's no point. I know with career fairs and all this stuff, all my friends were like, there's no point in going. I'm not going to get anything. And I still went, I applied, and I ended up getting something. So you never know if you don't take the opportunities. So take every opportunity that you're interested in and don't ever hold back because of your age or your experience. If you keep trying, and if you fail, you fail. Just knowing that you have to fail to succeed. It's cheesy, but it's really true. So just being aware that this is going to be difficult and you're going to have a lot of no's along the way, but just keep pushing and you will succeed if you keep trying and working hard.
What are some essentials that you recommend bringing freshman year?
Bring a fan, like a fan on your bed. A clip-on fan was the best investment that I made my freshman year. I still use it because it gets so hot. It can be cold in your room and then you can go to bed and like an hour in, you could be like sweating. So having a fan that you can clip on next to your bed and turn on whenever, telling you, best investment I made. Yeah. Okay.
I have two things. Definitely get shower slippers. If you're sharing a bathroom, get shower slippers with you. You don't want to be walking around in a communal bathroom with your bare feet. And another thing, don't buy any books before you go to your first day of classes. That's one essential you don't need before you come to campus.
Yeah, professors will tell you when to buy a book and what book to buy. So you're not, and they'll give you a window of time to do that. So don't freak out and buy all of them. That can get expensive and unnecessary. But definitely agree with that. Definitely agree with lots of t-shirts, comfy clothes. That's basically all I wear all the time. Yeah, your computer.
Any tips on how to navigate campus first week?
Google Maps. Don't be afraid to use it. You will, if you join a program like ours, you'll get the chance to tour a lot of the main buildings with your group, which is obviously a great advantage. But a lot of freshmen use Google Maps. Like I still use it now as a sophomore. If it's in a building I've never been to, there's no shame in it. If you look it up on Google Maps, the building, and press walk, it'll actually show you exactly how to get there, which is amazing. So use it when you're planning your classes. Be smart that it's buildings that you can walk within 15 minutes. So you can open up Google Maps, check, can I get there in 15 minutes? It'll really help you get around campus, and also shows you the bus system. So if you put where you want to go from where you are and press the bus option, it'll show you the actual like BT Transit bus timings and which stop it's going to go to that is closest to you and how to get there. So Google Maps is your best friend.
Also, feel free to ask anyone on campus, like just randomly walking by. Every single person I know is more than happy to help anyone. Everybody's so friendly. People hold doors for you from a mile away. So definitely don't be shy in asking because everybody's there to help you.
This is a food question. Are the dining halls open 24/7?
So I can go ahead and answer this one. So they aren't open 24/7. The different dining halls have different hours. The latest one is open is DX, which is the food. It's like kind of a late night snack food court that's below D2 Dietrich Hall, which is the like all you can eat food hall, and that's open till 2 a.m. And I live 10 steps away from that, so that was very dangerous. I was always getting food at midnight, and it really wiped out my dining plan, but it was okay. But so like Turner Hall, again, the different food places within there have different hours, but they generally stay open pretty late at night. And then Owens, again, they all kind of have different hours. So they're not open 24/7, but they are open, early in the morning, late at night, pretty much all the hours you need them.
Someone just asked, what is the best dining hall?
That is very debatable. If you ask people, you will get different answers.
Turner.
So yeah, I would have to say Turner's. It can be, that's the one on the academic side of campus, so it could be a long walk as a freshman, but in my opinion, that's the best.
I believe firmly that West End is the best dining hall there is. If you're ready to spend some money, go to West End. If you're in your classes, go to Turner's.
I agree with West End. Friday, tortellini day at the pasta line, you can't miss it.
Then there's also like Owens and D2, which is kind of faster. Like if you go to Owens or Cookie Girl, you can get your food pretty fast compared to other places where there might be longer lines. So it depends on what type of food you like and just kind of your time that you have, because that varies based on how busy you are.
Great. Here we go. Any suggestions on when choosing a dining plan? Can you explain what your Hokey P can do?
So as far as the dining plan, you can always add more money. So I would say, start with the smaller, medium size. They give you 3 different options. I forget exactly what the titles are on them. It's pretty much like a small, medium, and like large plan. You can always add more money. So I would say just kind of start off in the middle. If you need more, you can add more. And if you choose a large one and you have extra money, you can roll it over semester to semester. So you really can't go wrong when choosing the dining plan. Just kind of, think about how much, if you're someone like me, I never ate breakfast at a dining hall. I'm not much of a breakfast person. So I'd wake up, eat a granola bar, go to classes, stuff like that. So I didn't need the largest one. So I just kind of went with the middle plan. And the Hokey P, as far as what that can do, that pretty much is like your lifeline almost at school. You swipe that to get into your dorm. You swipe that to get your food. You pretty much use that for everything. So it's, yeah.
And you can change your dining plan before you go into your second semester. So let's say you got the small one and you realized you had to add more money, it wasn't enough. Then second semester, you can change it. So go in knowing you can add more money. So a lot of people start with the smaller, or they start with the bigger and then reduce to a smaller. So you can make those adjustments based on how you eat.
Okay, this is the very last question before we wrap it up here. For a freshman schedule, do you typically need to take the bus around campus, and are all engineering classes in one building?
I would say I never used the bus freshman year unless I was going to like Kroger off campus. Everything on campus is very walkable. And all of the classroom buildings are clumped together, and most of your classes will be in the same few buildings. So like most of the foundations of engineering classes are in Randolph. Most of the chemistry classes are in Davidson. So not all engineering classes. Once you get up into higher level classes, like in your major, like the chemical engineering classes may be in one specific building, but freshman year, you're spread out between like College of Science, engineering, general, but they're not all far from each other. Very walkable.
If you end up getting a class in Britain Reeves, take the Hokie Express or the CAS bus. But other than that, most people don't take buses.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much, panelists, for your time in answering these questions. I'm right now about to send out the link to sign up for peer mentoring to all attendees here. The sign up is completely free. Like we talked, like this program is completely free. There's no requirements for application. There's no requirements for anything like that. All you gotta do is fill out this link here. And then, wrong link. This Qualtrics survey link that I'm about to post, and that will be open through July 30th. And so we have no limits. We have no nothing on those lines. So we hope to see you in the fall, and we hope that you guys join us as part of this program. Thank you.